strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
Welcome back, everybody, to the latest edition of Investors Corner. If you haven't seen this before, this is basically like a mini podcast. I don't have any gameplay. This is not talking about game strategy or anything like that. Today, we are going to talk about SPS and why I am super bullish on it. I started to go into this in the last video while we were talking about the roadmap, and I thought, I kind of want to expand on this a little bit more. Let's make it into a separate video. I got a lot of people that said they were excited about this video. They wanted to know why I love SPS so much and what the math is that behind it for why I think SPS is going to absolutely explode this summer or earlier. So that's kind of the time frame I'm looking at. And for me, it's not a question of is SPS going to explode? It's when is SPS going to explode? And I look at the roadmap, and the thing that sticks out to me is Rift Watchers. I don't see how we don't take off either at or before Rift Watchers. So for those of you who are not familiar, Rift Watchers is the mini series for Chaos that goes with Chaos. It is to Chaos as Dice is to Untamed. It's the mini series. Every set is going to have a mini series, and they're going to sell 3 million packs for $5 each. And that $5 is going to be paid in SPS only. You have to use SPS to buy it. And the funds for that are going directly to the Treasury. The Treasury is what SPS holders get to vote on, how to use it. So that's going to benefit SPS holders. But the big thing is it can only be purchased with SPS. And that's going to give SPS utility. So why is SPS, has it been going down over the last 5 months or whatever? If you look at the graphs, it's trending down. It's actually held steady for the last month or two now. So we're doing pretty well, actually. But the reason everything's been going down is because distribution is high and utility is low. We are still in the distribution phase where private investors are still getting their airdrops, asset holders are still getting their airdrops. That all ends in this is the last month for the private investors, the private sales. We've got 3 more months of airdrops for asset holders. So by the time Rift Watchers gets here, which is coming in on the roadmap, it's Q3 of this year, early Q3. Right now we're early Q2, so you're looking about 3 to 4 months away. So the airdrops will be ending, which means the distribution of SPS is going to be reduced drastically. And then utility is going to go up because we're going to have packs to buy with it, right? We're going to need SPS to buy packs. So people are going to have to buy packs. And if you do the math at the current price of SPS, to buy up all 3 million packs, which is not a lot of packs, by the way, not a lot of packs. I mean, we've sold twice that many for Chaos. Now, I know it's a shorter series, but still not a lot of packs. But anyways, you're going to need about 140 million SPS to buy up all those packs. Right now there's about 340 million SPS that's liquid. So we're gonna be airdropping a little bit more. But even if you're looking at 400 million liquid SPS by the time Rift Watchers gets here, when there's 400 million liquid SPS, what do you think is going to happen to the price when we need to use 140 million of that to buy Rift Watchers? Like, that's going to put extreme buying pressure on the market. And I look at those numbers and I think, how can SPS not go up when we get there? And the thing is, remember, this is the lower the SPS price goes, the more SPS you need to buy. So the higher percentage of the total SPS, or even the liquid SPS that you have to buy goes up, the lower SPS goes. So if the price continues to drop, because we're still 3 to 4 months out, it might continue to go down a little bit before we get there. The lower it goes, the more confident I get that SPS is going to explode, because that's more SPS that we need. And then remember, I said this goes in the Treasury, right? So we're not we're not sending this to Splinterlands where they can cash it out or sell it to use it to pay employees or market or any of their other bills or anything like this. This money is not going to Splinterlands. It's going to the Treasury. And the Treasury doesn't get utility for, at least for right now on the roadmap, a couple months after that. SPS proposals aren't set up or aren't expected to be set up until later that quarter. So that means all this SPS is going to get locked away in the Treasury where it's just sitting there. So it's not like we're buying it and it's just circulating back out on the market. That's all going to be locked away, which is, it's essentially like it's being staked. And that, I just look at those numbers and I don't see how SPS isn't going to go up at that point. So that's what I'm looking at. And then, is it going to go up when Rift Watchers gets here, or is it going to be here before? Because if you guys remember, I predicted that SPS was going to hit $1 when the Chaos presale got here. I was looking at the same thing. SPS, we had voucher utility, which we'll talk about vouchers here in a little bit. Everybody needed SPS for vouchers to participate in the presale. So everybody was staking all their SPS and then that type of thing. And I said SPS is going to hit $1 during the presale. And I was technically wrong. It was not $1 during the presale, but it did hit $1 before the presale because the market was moving early, trying to prepare for it, trying to acquire vouchers, that type of thing. How early is the market going to move before we get to Rift Watchers? So, and we've got other things as well. We've got validator nodes. We've got a new promo card coming. They talked about a famous athlete was going to be the next promo card. I'm super excited to find out who that is. I hope it's a sport I follow. I'm big into sports, but there's so many worldwide sports. Who knows if it's going to be one that I follow? But those might use up SPS. Those might use up vouchers. So there's potentially other use cases for it. Right now we have a little over 2 million vouchers. At the current rate, when Rift Watchers gets here, we'll probably be at about 4 million vouchers. If there's 3 million packs and they each require 1, that's going to put a lot more pressure on vouchers. So vouchers are low right now because there's over 2 million of them and they have virtually no use case. So only for buying large numbers of packs, which almost nobody's doing right now. So vouchers have very little utility. When we need 3 million vouchers and there's 4 million of them out there, yeah, there's going to be enough, but that's still there's going to be a lot more pressure there, a lot more people fighting over those packs or over those vouchers. And that's, like I said, there might be others pulled off the market before then. So there's potentially other utility there. So I look at all this and the math just doesn't add up at the current price. I don't understand how the market is going to support this without the price of SPS jacking up. And then if the price of SPS jacks up, guess what happens to all the other assets? They go up as well, because SPS is going to be in battle rewards. That'll be coming out about the same time. As SPS is in battle rewards, the price goes up, the value of participating in the game goes up. Then what happens? Oh, everybody wants to play now because you're getting rewarded more. Adding the SPS itself at the current price is going to, I think the math was it's going to increase rewards by like 2.5 times. What happens if SPS doubles or triples? And then you're looking at 5 times the reward, 7 times the reward. Could we go 10 times the reward? Imagine what happens to the cards. Imagine what will happen to the prices of cards if the value of battle rewards increases 10 times. I mean, it's easy to see how SPS is going to lift everything up just in a different way than it has before. So that is why I have been allocating everything I can liquidate into Splinterlands right now, because this is like the ultimate acquisition phase. I was invested in over 20 different play to earn games. I have either cashed out of almost all of them or trying to liquidate. Some of them are not easy to liquidate, trying to cash out of all of them, except for basically 3 games. And Splinterlands is one of the 3. Everything is coming into Splinterlands. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you've seen me tweeting out all the cards that I'm buying, that type of thing. I'm buying, instead of buying any SPS, I'm buying the cards because I want to play with them, I want to collect them, I want to compete with them. And I feel like when I've got 90,000 SPS, so I've got my investment in SPS. But like I said, when SPS goes up, the cards are going to go up with it. So I'm trying to get as much completed now while I can, while prices are still relatively cheap. And I wouldn't be surprised if they continue to trickle down for the next 2 months. How early are we going to create this spike? I don't know. I don't know when we're going to spike up. I don't know when or what's going to be announced. They hinted that, like, I think Matt's on the next town hall. Who knows what he could drop about validator nodes or about promo cards or about other things that could be the spark that ignites everything. So I feel like it's still a month, maybe a month or 2 months out, but I'm not worried about catching it at the bottom. I know that right now we're going to be at least near the bottom, and that's why I'm trying to buy up everything I can before everybody tries to start buying up this SPS for Rift Watchers. So that's where I'm at. Let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? I know a lot of people have become more bullish on the game as we've trended down, but if you do the research, there's a reason that we trended down. So it's not just blindly saying, oh, I love this game, I think it's going to do well, I think it's going to go up. There's a reason for all of this. Again, to sum it up, the prices decreased because we had high distribution and low utility, and that was not a good combination for the market. We had less utility than I think a lot of us expected. I think a lot of us expected, like, for example, vouchers to stay through. Originally, they were talking like through half the Chaos Legion sale, which would be until right now. Basically, we're about halfway through, right? So vouchers didn't have the utility a lot of us expected. So there were some things that we didn't expect, but essentially high distribution, low utility as what's got us to this point in the market versus August, September last year. And we're about to the point where that's going to switch, because this is the last month for private investor distribution. We've got about 3 months left for airdrop for the normal airdrops for asset holders, and then utility is right around the corner. So everything's going to switch, and then when we got the exact opposite, you've got to think the price is going to go up. Gotta think the price is going to go up, and I'm super excited for what's coming. And then that just sets us up for things like the land down the road that's going to utilize it, and we'll hype us up all for that. So there's so much that's exciting coming. This is hopefully makes sense to everybody. So let me know what you think. Am I crazy? Am I blinded by the fact that I have $200,000 worth of Splinterlands assets? Because, I mean, yes, I'm biased. I will admit it. I've got $200,000 in Splinterlands assets, and I now work for Splinterlands. So absolutely do your own research, make your own decisions. But hopefully the arguments that I'm making here are clear, so that you can see that it's not just blind faith and blind hope that I'm investing in. But I'm looking at real data and saying this doesn't make sense. Why are we so? I mean, I know why we've gotten to this point, but looking at the future, I don't see how that holds. I just don't see how it holds. So anyways, thanks a lot for listening. I appreciate it. You guys have to come join me on my live stream the next 2 weeks. Go follow me on Twitch. The link is below. Absolutely, go follow me on Twitch. We've got hundreds of dollars worth of giveaways over the next few weeks. It is going to be absolutely epic. A ton of sponsored streams. When I get sponsored streams, I spend a large percentage of that on giveaways for you guys. So it's going to be cool. Absolutely come join me. Thanks a lot. I'll see you there.